Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Shard. It's March 9th, 2020 today, and I am 5 months on T. So I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about some of the changes I've been experiencing over the last 2 months, because last month I didn't post a video. First I'll talk about some of the bodily changes that I've experienced, and then I'll talk about some of the other more like intangible and emotional changes that I've experienced. Firstly, body hair. I've noticed that I've had a few more chin hairs and upper lip hairs than I did before. Maybe at 3 months in I had like 4 chin hairs, and I would shave them and they were very thin. They're still quite thin, but there is a lot more of them now. And I've been shaving my face every few days because the ones I do have get very long and they look odd. So that's very exciting. My head hair seems to be getting a little bit thinner. It still looks quite full in my opinion. But I can sort of see my scalp in my part in a way that I didn't used to be able to see it. Hair on the rest of my body seems to basically be the same as it always has, like arm and torso and leg hair. None of that's really changed, at least I haven't noticed. My voice, as you may be able to tell if you've seen some of my other videos, has been dropping. I started doing regular recordings both of my full vocal range and of my normal speaking voice and measuring the pitch of that. So I'll be posting another video tracking that change over time. According to this app that I can't remember the name of, that's excellent, my average speaking voice is now in the androgynous range, around 150 Hertz. So that's really exciting because voice changes are one of the biggest things that I was hoping for from T. And I can speak a little bit lower down here, but it doesn't feel quite as natural, although my friends tell me that it sounds natural. But my normal speaking voice is still a little bit higher than that. So that's one of the bigger changes that I've noticed. At 3 months in, I was feeling quite sweaty and greasy and stinky, classic teen boy stuff. At 4 and 5 months in, that has gone down a lot. I feel like a lot less sweaty, a lot less hot. I used to feel like just warm all the time. Now I feel like kind of the normal temperature. And I don't sweat as profusely. My skin feels a lot less greasy. I have a little bit more acne than I did before I started taking T, but it's still by no means noticeable. And I should say, since everyone does HRT differently, I am taking Androgel, which is testosterone dissolved in an alcohol-based gel that you rub on your upper arm and shoulders every day. And the dosages sound quite high compared to like the IM shot because your body only absorbs about 10% of it. But my dose is 40.5 milligrams per day, which is 2 packets. And that equates to a pretty low dose of T. And actually I got my blood work results and my total testosterone in my blood is 270 nanograms per milliliter, which is precisely the lowest concentration in the male range. So that gives you some idea of what that dosage means, perhaps. And maybe I'll make another video kind of talking about the different dosages and types of testosterone and what they might mean in terms of the pace of your transition. Anyway, so body hair, voice, odor. One of the other big changes that I've been noticing, which is ongoing, is general body shape in terms of muscle and fat distribution. There's a lot less fat on my thighs than there used to be. It's all pretty much concentrated around my stomach, and my arms are quite a lot more muscular than they used to be, and I feel stronger. I can do more push-ups now than I used to be able to do. There was a time when I was going to the gym, but as a grad student at the end of the quarter, I've kind of stopped going to the gym, but I don't seem to have lost my strength. And in fact, when I go and lift, it seems like I get stronger and I get visibly more muscular a lot more quickly than I did before I started taking tea. And for me, physical fitness and sort of the more muscular body type is something that's really important to me, and that's something I'll be actively pursuing as I move forward in my transition. So it's very exciting to see those effects. So that's kind of the breakdown of some of the bodily things. What else? Let me check my notes. For those of you who are thinking about starting tea, or maybe you already have, I highly recommend keeping a journal and writing down some of your thoughts, feelings, experiences, what you've noticed in your body changes, in your mood changes. It helps so much, not only for yourself, but also for the rest of the community if you have a way to share that information. And that's why I'm here doing this right now. Hopefully it helps somebody. Maybe that's you. Okay, so the second category of things is like the kind of mental and mood and emotional category. Firstly, my libido. It's still really high, like as high as it's ever been, basically. I do find that for myself, my libido is sort of stress modulated, and I'm super stressed out because this is the last week of my current quarter in grad school. So that's not fun. But my libido is still quite high, and much higher than it was before I started tea. It's been fluctuating, but more or less consistent over the course of the last 5 months. My mood, obviously, of course, as a grad student, I've been stressed out and I've been a bit more down than usual. I don't think that's related to taking tea. Overall, it's just like a challenging time. And I've been sleeping a lot more than usual, been quite tired. 8 hours of sleep doesn't really feel like enough. 9 or 10 is closer to what I think I need right now. Energy-wise, again, the stress definitely has an impact on that. Physically, I feel much more energetic than I did before starting tea, but I think it peaked at like 1 or 2 months and has kind of declined, or maybe plateaued since then. But I would say my baseline energy level is still pretty high. Overall, I mean, the thing is, there is some intangible quality about the way we feel about our bodies, the way we feel about inhabiting our bodies, the way that they move, the way that they feel, things that can't really be named necessarily. And whatever that intangible thing is, it's been shifting in a way that feels really positive for me. I don't experience a lot of gender dysphoria. I never really disliked my body, at least not in adulthood. But I feel distinctly comfortable with my body in a way that I haven't before. And it truly feels like it's taking on a unique and kind of non-binary feeling and appearance, and inhabiting a non-binary space in the physical world. And that brings me a lot of joy. I'm very excited to see where my transition takes me, feeling like I might increase my dose, because I think that as I continue this journey onwards towards a more masculine appearance, I start to realize that the extent to which I have wanted a masculine appearance has been sort of suppressed by my own feelings of maybe shame around like wanting that transition, or feeling dissatisfied with myself in some way. I no longer feel that way. I think that I've loved myself and my body throughout this transition, and that I'm excited to see where it takes me. Not so much that I'm moving away from something that I don't want, but moving towards something that I really do. and so that's quite exciting. I did increase my dose once before. Initially I was on 20 milligrams per day of the gel, and then a month and a half ago I switched to 40.5. So that was a doubling. And as I'm going on leave next quarter, I'm not going to be insured through my university anymore, which means I don't know how I will be insured, what my health insurance will cover. So I'm switching to the intramuscular shots as of next month, because they are much more affordable even if you don't have health insurance. So as a point of comparison, right now the out-of-pocket cost for the gel that I'm taking is something like $360 a month. I pay $10 because I have insurance. That is great, but soon I won't have that. The out-of-pocket cost for the shot, at least just for the medication, I don't know how much they charge for the syringes, is something like $25 for 16 weeks at the equivalent dosage that I'm on. And that's a lot more reasonable for me, and it makes me feel comfortable knowing that I can afford to pay that regardless of what happens to my insurance. So that's why I'm switching over to the shot. I will be keeping y'all updated as things move forward, and I think I'll be making another video showing a timeline of my transition, when I've changed doses and some of the milestones that I've noticed over this time. So thank you for watching. As you probably know, the best way to support a new YouTuber is to like and subscribe. I feel like a poser saying that, but please like and subscribe. It means the world to me. I would also love to hear from you in the comments about your experiences and your thoughts. This is a whole new world for all of us. The whole concept of microdosing tea for trans-masc and non-binary people is totally novel. There's not that much information out there. So I hope that this helped you to know what to expect, or to compare experiences, or maybe just educate you. And yeah, until next time, take care.